Dude, I'm having acid flashbacks. What was that? I'm waiting for the burst to come on 8 miles high.
Hey, there you go. Apparently, the U.S. commissioned that in 1976. So that's 50 years ago from tomorrow. And I just thought it was groovy. And what a way to open the show. We are coming into the 250th tomorrow. And I kind of feel like we're underrepresenting it in many ways, but I don't know what you do. It is an astounding landmark.
I remember the previous one, the bicentennial, when the tall ships came into New York Harbor, and hitchhiking out of New York and saying goodbye to it in 1976 and going upstate and not coming back for many, many years. That was the last. That was when I left New York, New York City. That is.
Yeah, I think we covered that on one of our shows. I can't remember.
We have talked about it. We definitely talked about it.
I'm trying to think about which one it was. I think it was the place that you stayed, the house that had the holes in the roof.
In Lexington, New York, the Lexington Conservatory Theater, with Frog and everyone else up there. But yeah, the tall ships were a big deal. The tall ships were a big deal in 1976, coming into New York Harbor, because they were coming into a New York that Gerald Ford had said to drop dead in terms to Mayor Abe Beame about financing the city, which Mandami has just gotten money out of Hochul to do the same thing from the state government that Beame wanted to do from the federal government in 1976. Hochul gave Mandami this money, and Mandami now is saying that he solved their budget problem through intelligence and using a slide rule and some sort of algorithm, Eric.
Well, maybe he's using this slide rule on people's AC units. Here is a representation from our friend Lyle Culpepper, who apparently inserted himself into Mandami's conference about air conditioning.
Too many of our leaders do not believe in a vision of this nation as an asylum for the persecuted, but rather as one that persecutes those seeking asylum. As we mark 250 years, what do we see? We see a city of contradictions within a nation of contradictions. We see the wealthiest country in the history of the world, one where children go to sleep hungry, while the world's first trillionaire hungers for more. Whoa. We see monopolies that dominate every industry and oligarchs who buy elections.
Whoa.
We see masked agents terrorizing our streets, eating food cooked by our undocumented neighbors before spiriting them away in unmarked vans.
What?
We see a nation whose immense wealth has been built by those with calloused, dirt-streaked hands, those who toil on factory floors and chisel into stone.
Oh my God, it is just so hot. I think what Mayor Mamdani is trying to say is that ICE is not good. We need more immigration from other countries like Somalia and other such countries. And America was founded on 3 principles: life, liberty, and the pursuit of Sharia law. And that's where we're at right now. And it's so important for us to bind together. Oh God. Can we turn the AC down, please? For the love of God. We need to make New York City a better place for everybody but the Jews and whites. Can I get a free Palestine? Oh, good Lord.
So just we wanted to make sure we cover that. That's how Mandami
brilliant
supporting America and representing America.
Somebody pointed out quite smartly that Mandami has never held a job, and he pointed out the fact that he's sitting on the other side of the desk, and the part with the drawers is facing the camera. I don't know if you noticed that, but somebody pointed it out this afternoon that he's sitting on the wrong side of the desk.
You know what? That's a good point. But honestly, because I love the history and I open with a little bit of history, this is not that different than 50 years ago in New York. I believe this is.
I think maybe the best thing for this country is 1975 being International Women's Year, even more than 1976 being bicentennial, because I think maybe women should have a larger say in really what happens in this world, and our basic loving tendencies, rather than let's beat each other's heads in to get what we want.
I see a great orgy of celebration. Right now we don't have a great deal to celebrate.
I feel that it might leave a lot of people out. The
bicentennial
can be made to mean
free Huey.
Power to the people. But it has to focus on all people and what the United States claims itself to be.
I knew people was coming in there at some point.
Somehow I feel that it's like a big fad.
Bicentennial's been kind of a dirty word here in Philadelphia and throughout the country, I think.
Look at this guy.
In many ways, the bicentennial is just being fabricated.
Have we been preserved?
That dude looks like a serial killer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. That guy's he's currently incarcerated.
He kind of looks that way.
Preserving the material things, the buildings, the papers, the documents, or have we been preserving the ideas, the principles of freedom, of liberty, of justice, of equality? I'm really afraid that our country's paid much more attention, if you look at the budget of some of these groups and organizations, into preserving the material aspects. Not enough has gone into preserving the ideals and principles.
Principles, yeah.
Well, it's a bad time, I think, to have it. So I really don't know.
Yeah.
But we have to gain by it.
Yeah.
Well, after Watergate,
he looked like a Watergate burglar. I was just going to say, he looks like.
He does like a Watergate burglar crossed with Jim from The Office.
Yeah. This guy, he's right on the beat of America.
Yeah, he does.
We could inject some national spirit back into the country and would do a lot of good.
Whoa. All right, so 50 years ago, they're not super happy, but I do want to bring us out of the darkness. And
Kamala Harris didn't invent word salad, according to these women we just heard.
I have to agree, she definitely did not. But you know what? There is a place in America where they do appreciate it and they know how to do it. And that's Texas.
Oh, damn.
Texas
Okay.
Is their America 250 July 4th celebrations. This video is footage from North Richland Hills,
wow,
a suburb of Dallas-Fort Worth.
Wow.
2,500 drones filled the sky. Just look at that. The drones showed
That's incredible.
The drone show included iconic American images like Uncle Sam
Whoa.
and a giant red, white,
Dude,
and
I'm getting
blue
some mushrooms,
eagle
Eric.
with pyrotechnics attached to the drones. Attached to the drones, which gave them some extra flair. I have never seen anything
like that. Yeah.
That we see on our screen.
We actually had a drone show here in Hampton, and I recorded it and put it on Locals with the 360 camera. We have another one coming up tomorrow night, and I'm going to record that, but they're combining the drone show with a fireworks show, and they do it right here because we have a river going through downtown. And there's like a firework waterfall that comes down on the river with the drone show. So I'm totally looking forward to that. And I'll be recording that and putting that all up on Locals so people can actually look around in circles with the camera and everything.
Here in LA, we break out the Kevlar and the helmets because what goes up must come down. They have a tradition here of shooting automatic weapons, semi-automatic weapons, into the sky like they are Hamas. And every year, those bullets come down and hit the people below. So we have to be careful tomorrow.
That's true. Unlike Plum Island in the Northeast, they've been warned, hey, no American flags flying ahead of this. How dare you? Because of the birds. Now, I have one question.
Right.
What if some brave soul put up a BLM flag and a pride flag? I wonder if those would be as problematic.
Well, the birds would be hip to those and not hit them. So it's only the red, white, and blue that the birds crash into.
You know what? That's it. I think they're colorblind.
The colorblind society.
Yeah.
The colorblind society, so they wouldn't see those.
Hell, even England is showing a degree of patriotism, or at least returning a favor. I saw this a few days ago, and you sent it to me today. Rare copy of the Declaration of Independence.
What do you make of that?
I think it's pretty cool, and it makes sense because they had multiple copies. At least, some of them got sent to England to say, hey, by the way, folks, this is our declaration.
Okay. All right. Never thought of that. That's interesting. Good point.
So, yeah, this is a copy that was printed. It's at the National Archives now, and I think it's wonderful. I mean, there are only so many of these things.
Wait, that's the one here or in England?
This is in England. In England, I think
their National Archives, or where do they keep it?
Yeah, gotcha. National Archives in London.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know there was one. That's interesting.
Which is completely appropriate, because they could display it, say, "Hey, we received this letter.
This just in."
These assholes across the water.
These people who've been hassling us for 8 years have sent this document that they wrote. I don't know what you want to do with this, King, but we're going to put it in here for a while.
Exactly. And last story, and again, I don't want beat up the subject, but I think it's appropriate. Even NPR is having to give it up because of the World Cup, which the timing could not have been better.
Right.
And we've played some clips of that. But everybody on the planet who's come to the U.S. is going, holy shit, this is an amazing country. I can't believe this place.
Well, right. They can't stop them because they're vlogging, but you can make the same statement, which many of us have, that illegal aliens and aliens all come here because it is the greatest country on earth. We've always made that verbal argument. The difference here is these people are posting their own videos saying it, and it's hard to ignore for the American left.
Oh, yeah, it's got to kill them, especially when they go on and on about how wonderful Europe is and how much far ahead and how sophisticated. And here are all the citizens from these countries saying, oh, man, we can't get this kind of crap at home. Holy shit,
we're stealing the ranch. We can't even get ranch dressing.
We have nothing like this.
Eric's wife had an answer to the problem, and that's powdered dry ranch dressing that you could then add water when you get back to Germany. A brilliant idea.
Credit to my wife, Leslie.
That's a brilliant idea.
Who passed that to me saying, hey, reconstitute some ranch. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, well, but maybe they don't know the water maps. But anyway,
they put mayonnaise on French fries over there in Amsterdam. So those people they don't deserve, nor have they earned the right to use condiments.
I agree. And I'm like, are they putting ranch on fries?
They will. That's their game, bro. That's what they're going to do. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to replace the mayonnaise.
All right. Scott here who we just saw at the meetup said, once they see Buc-ee's, they never want to leave.
No, they're never going to leave.
I've been to Buc-ee's. Scott. You can't leave. It's probably so big they can't find their way out.
Let me tell you something. I couldn't find my way out. And with all those alerts and bells going off that the ribs are ready and everything's ready, I was in there for maybe 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe the way to find yourself out of Buc-ee's is something the Secret Service was actually trying to do during the Butler attack. And apparently they consulted Google to figure out a rooftop location. So I guess where's the rooftop location? How about stand outside and go look?
What a debacle. What an incredible debacle.
I mean, the drone operator is Googling to find a rooftop location. Wow. How about use your drone? I'm so confused on this.
One of the minor points in the report, and I haven't read the whole report, I just printed it out about an hour ago, but one of the minor points in the report was they had a no-fly drone policy from just 4:15 to 6:15, 2 hours. I'm telling you, it's in the report. And Trump showed up over an hour late. So when I don't know if this is coincidence or not, but when he got shot, there was 1 minute left in the drone banning by the Secret Service overhead. They didn't extend it. They didn't take into account that he might get there late. They only had a tiny 2-hour window, Eric, of FAA drone banning over the thing. And Crooks, as you know, was able to fly his.
Exactly. Before Trump came. Now, that is my whole complaint right here, because as a drone operator, I've had to face this problem of pain in the ass regulation, where you can, where you can't, etc. How is it that the Super Bowl can ban drones the whole damn day and night? I believe a window even outside, probably a couple days, but you can't ban it for a whole day. You can't just
I don't understand.
You know what? He's arriving today. Good. I got an idea. How about no drones for the whole damn day?
Very bizarre. Just one of many bizarre things. I recommended people download and read this report because it's quite staggering. Apparently, there's no training for any of the drone operators from the ASD division, which is Aviation and Airspace Security Division, which I think is relatively new. The key finding number one was an inexperienced counter drone operator that Eric's referring to, and delayed technical support resulted in a failure to detect Crooks's own drone flight. So that's like the number one thing on the agenda here. And then it says he's Googling and doing stuff like that. And then here's
another question. Sorry, before we get off the drones, because I'm a harp.
Yeah.
What about the local cops? I believe the Butler Police Department had their own drones, and if not that, the state police probably had their drones. And you know what? They probably would know the layout of the damn property even better. Where were those drones?
I don't know, but key finding number two, to partially answer your question, communication failures prevented Secret Service members from recognizing the urgent threat and warning the protective detail. Secret Service members did not receive 102 radio transmissions that local law enforcement officers in a separate communications room received concerning an increasingly intense search for a suspicious person. Instead, we found that the Secret Service received only 5 phone calls and 3 text messages about Crooks. As a result, Secret Service members did not alert President Trump's protective detail about concerns of a suspicious person. This is because the Secret Service did not establish, Eric, a joint communications room with representatives from all law enforcement agencies. Multiple protective detail members said if Secret Service members had informed them of the ongoing search for a suspicious person, they would have protected President Trump by delaying his speech or removing him from the stage. Wow.
Yeah, and then the 102 warnings before the assassination attempt, only 102. Wow.
Yeah, and that's in the report, but it gets into more detail about it. The article there has timelines and photos and videos attached to it. This has been released. It was for official use only and law enforcement sensitive. This is what Secret Service has been holding on to, Eric, for over a year.
Yeah, and of course the guy right there, you see that guy on the right under the flag? The flag's kind of coming out of his head. That's who's heading the Secret Service right now.
Key finding number 3, the Secret Service did not allocate sufficient personnel because of limited intelligence sharing. Based on a threat identified prior to July 13th, the Secret Service assigned counter snipers to the event. However, they did not assign additional personnel that could have enhanced Secret Service security posture and reduced the outdoor events vulnerabilities. Just a scathing report. Number 4, ineffective coordination, which is what Eric was talking about with state and local law enforcement, resulted in a failure to secure the area outside the perimeter. It goes on and on and on, but I recommend you print this out for yourselves and have a look on it. We'll try to post it on Locals by the end of the night tonight.
And also, I'll be most likely talking to this guy, Ken Silva, about his book. He's been working on this for a couple of years, breaking it all down, the assassination plots. And of course, he had to stop, I think, after Ruth, because the book's already into published. It's like you can't keep up with every new plot that comes along down the line, which is bonkers, but astounding. I mean, truly, truly astounding. While we're into astounding, it appears that your governor, and I don't know, when is he going to finally be out of office? He's been there for so long. It just seems like
January 1st, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, it's when he's termed out, but this goes back to the case against his chief of staff. Now, this chick who is unbelievable, this Alexis Podesta, I think her name is, she was an unindicted co-conspirator. I didn't realize that. So they got her to wear a wire inside of Alexis Podesta, 45, secretly recorded. Dana Williamson, who has been convicted of fraud and bribery and corruption. She was second in command to Newsom, and now Newsom and the wife are in the crosshairs of the FBI. This woman, Podesta, her career is over. She has thrown her Democratic Party connections under the bus because she was stuck under the bus.
Well, that or prison.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. She agreed to wear a wire as a unindicted co-conspirator. They said you can be an indicted co-conspirator, and she wore the wire for a long time, and it took down. I never understood how they took down the chief of staff until this article came out, because it was pretty clean. And now every single person in those phone calls from the chief of staff over a period of a year has received a letter from the FBI saying, we're investigating the people that the chief of staff has called, and you're on the list. So they must be shitting in their pants.
Well, now that this this is good law enforcement, by the way. It's good old fashioned. You find somebody, you put the wire on them. But even releasing this information is a law enforcement move.
Yeah.
Because they probably are monitoring everybody. So the second this news came out, they're like, okay, let's see who's calling who.
Yeah.
Let's follow.
Well, not only that, it pushes back against Newsom's infantile claim that Trump was going after his enemies. This predates any of this stuff because the investigation started much earlier, and they got the girl to wear the wire. It actually started under Biden, but the wire thing was in 2024 with Kash Patel. So Newsom is now just really grasping at straws because the wire.
Yeah, it'd have to be 2025 under Patel.
Right. Okay. But I'm saying the indictment, the pursuit of his chief of staff started under Biden.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
She was taking money and using it as a power broker on behalf of him. One of the people on these boards was this woman, Podesta herself. All of these people on these phony boards, whether it's a Pacific Gas and Electric Board, the Coastal Commission, Environmental Board, there's hundreds and hundreds of these boards, and he controls them as a type of financial control over these people's lives. In other words, you run for state senator, you get termed out. Now what do? You got a big house in Sacramento. You've run out of offices, and there's plenty of these people that this has happened to. Then you go groveling to Newsom for one of these board appointments, and he controls those. And people are hip to that now. In the middle of your career, instead of having to grovel at the end of your career, he now controls you during your career. So there's going to be, I think, a day of reckoning at some point here for him.
Yeah, I think this may actually cause some issues with his presidential run.
Yeah. And it looks like, if you look at certain polls, Harris is like double digits ahead of him, Eric. And she's meeting secretly with the DSA to try to get their stories in line about the destruction of the state of Israel. Now, I believe she's doing that for the reason I just mentioned. However, the 2028 Democratic Convention is going to make the 1968 Chicago Democratic Convention look like Disneyland, because the DSA members, the Democratic Socialists of America, are going to fight to the death to have the destruction of the state of Israel put into the Democratic platform. You have never seen a fight like this in the history of democracy, because their goal is to have this stuff in the platform. The destruction of the expansion of the Supreme Court, destruction of ICE, elimination of Congress, all of those things that is on their website, they are going to try to get these into the Democratic platform. And that is going to be a fight to the death, which may end up completely dismantling the Democratic Party. So that convention is going to be fascinating to watch, because these zealots are doing this. They're doing this under the Rubik cube of the Democratic Party to get this stuff into the platform. Nobody has mentioned this yet, because this is so far down the line. Everything they're doing about Israel, about ICE, about jails, about Palestine, they are going to go to war. And this is not just Bernie Sanders by himself anymore. Mm-hmm. These people are going to go to their death trying to get this into the Democratic Party's platform, Eric.
It makes me wonder, because this is where the Democratic Party has locked down the smoking rooms with their superdelegates, in my opinion. And is this where we're going to see the ultimate reckoning? Like, first off, closing the primaries in every state and saying, sorry, DSA is another party. You can't vote in our...
Well, I recommend that they do that, but it may be a little late for that, but they may do that. I don't know. They're losing control over their rigged primary system. Eric's right. They screwed Bernie Sanders on 2 occasions. They, had everybody go for Biden after South Carolina. The DSA is not going to allow this to happen. They will disrupt that convention on the floor. That's what I'm predicting is going to happen, because what the Democrats, the mainstream corrupt Democrats, are going to do is try to box them out, rightfully so. They have no alternative. They can't agree to these policies. It's insane. So they're now between a rock and a hard place, Eric, because that's where the rubber meets the road, is what I'm saying. The rubber is going to meet the road in July in 2028 when they have that convention.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see. And if Bernie runs a third time, if they box him out, then there's going to be a reckoning, from the DSA folks. That they're going to be just going.
They're going to go nuts.
Ballistic.
They're going to go nuts. They're going to go nuts.
They've been coddling. They've been indulging them for too long. The same way as there's some folks on the right who've been indulged a little bit too long, and they've got to be shoved out of the party, if you will.
Well, I mean, this showing of his hand by Tucker Carlson that he's going to create a freedom and liberty party, taking 5% of the vote from the Republicans could lead to their death knell. Taking 7% would probably destroy the party's chances of winning national elections. So Trump, he is out to destroy this party. There's no chance of him winning. His job is to take down any chance of the Republican Party winning in 2028.
Yeah, Ross Perot, Tucker Perot.
Yeah. That's what he's doing here. And, the fact that they don't do anything about it shows you the ineptitude of the Republican Party. The fact that they don't investigate him for FARA violations, money from Qatar, all kinds of things that could put him back on his heels. They just go, oh, well, it's a free country. Let Tucker do what he wants to do, even if we lose the national elections.
That may be. I'm not going to rule out they're investigating Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
This may be going on behind the scenes, especially when you have him in a war with Dan Bongino right now.
I saw that.
Bongino's still, wired in, and Tucker's, making all kinds of claims about texts, and Bongino's pushing back. So Bongino, he may be out of the office, but he's not out of the loop. Alignment.
He's not out of the loop. Yeah.
No, and I think he still sees eye to eye with Kash Patel and probably Todd Blanche. And when it comes to Tucker, no, I think that Tucker.
Well, as some people pointed out this week, the Trump has allowed Vance to run with this Iranian football to allow Rubio to stay silent. They fought back and forth, and then he said, and not that he is supporting what Vance is doing. It's a simple Trumpian move to allow 2 of his underlings to fight it out. And
White House version.
Right, The Apprentice. And Vance is either going to survive or bury himself with this Iranian foreign policy that's being mocked, by a lot of people domestically and a lot of people in the international community.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going to ultimately shake out. Rubio's where he is.
Rubio's just waiting in the wings. He's just waiting they're about even now in the poly markets.
Yeah, and according to what I'm hearing, every person that goes and sees Trump is being asked, so who do you like?
Yeah,
Rubio,
of course.
Or Vance? Rubio or Vance? And I do think, I don't remember who said it. It was one of the shows, but anyway, I can see down the road him being in the office with the two of them saying, okay, I'm going to push for you, and letting the other, whoever it is, have a soft landing, because it's kind of an either or in this case.
Yeah, we'll see where these policy negotiations go, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is. And while you were talking about ICE, one good ruling, it's nice to see that there are some good rulings coming out of Virginia. Our governor is a nightmare.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
her one of her other policies just got shut down hard. She tried to say that ICE agents are barred from wearing masks, and the federal judge said, "Sorry, tough shit, supremacy clause." Yeah, as in we're above you, bitch.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to see that. So that is a solid ruling on that one right there.
What about the thing about fan zone?
Fan zone. Oh, yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Holy crap! Fan zone or fan own? Fanone. Fanone. Yeah, he's been referred to for prosecution. Yep. This is fascinating, Eric. I did not see this coming. It may add strength to your argument that there's stuff bubbling beneath the surface all the time.
That, and talking to Robert Gouveia, he really set me straight on that when he pointed out that all these things against Trump and his people took around 2 to 3 years under Biden. And to be fair, well, we're into the second year of Trump. So they do move slow, much slower than is reasonable for you and I or anybody on the outside. But people who are familiar with the legal system, I guess are much more accustomed to the slow crawl of what's going on. So he actually did give me hope.
Right. Well, this is the indictment or the referral by Jeanine Pirro to Todd Blanche of the crimes that is being alleged here. Material false statements to Congress, 18 U.S.C. 1001. Additional potential violations supported by video evidence. Let me just go through this really quickly. Immediately upon full investigation into the false statements matter, including obtaining relevant body camera footage, complete hearing transcript, and video record of all medical officers, medical records of Fanone. In other words, they want his medical records. And number 2, determine whether probable cause exists to believe that violations of 18 U.S.C. occurred. 3, if warranted, refer the matter for direct prosecution to the U.S. Attorney for D.C. herself, the Honorable Jeanine Pirro. Act with deliberate speed given the rapidly approaching statute of limitations, as Eric has pointed out. July 27th, 2026, Eric. Think about that ticking clock.
Now, why the hell are we taking?
I know.
It's like, don't you have a staff that could be drafting this shit for the past 8 months, and then you just go clean it up a little bit? Good God. I hope it's not a 2-page indictment like we've seen.
Well, referred evidence 1 is the July 27, 2021 hearing transcript of Fanone. Referenced evidence 2, body-worn camera footage of him that he had. Evidence 3, medical records and related documentation. I believe that he's lying about his medical condition. 4, additional supporting material, witness statements, corroborating evidence. Evidence 5, video compilation posted by Ivan Raiklin on X. I don't know if people have seen that.
That was that confrontation when he was in front of Congress.
Yeah.
And Ivan's kind of a prick himself. So
we're just going to use the footage.
I'm just saying, but there was footage of him, going after him. And apparently when the body cam footage of Fanon came out, it showed automatically, because he claimed that he couldn't release the footage or whatever because of his body tattoos would reveal his undercover operation, so he was in danger.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
The problem is the footage showed that he was clean on his arms, that the tattoos actually came into effect, or he got them after the fact.
Wow.
So it is an interesting.
Well, that's going to go down quickly, but for good news, bad news, because of the statute of limitations. So
move fast, please, people.
Well, it's going to happen in the next 3 weeks. So, it is what it is.
All right. So to keep the theme going here, we're still in America. It's still the 4th. And here's somebody who knows how to celebrate.
Oh, wow.
I love this. That's
brilliant. Wow. I bet you that guy's down in Newport Beach or Huntington Beach.
I don't know, but I'll say that he's down somewhere who's having fun.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going down there shortly, down to San Clemente for the holidays. So everybody is going to have a happy holiday one way or another.
Well, I also have to show this because we had a pilot. This is one of those that I don't know if this is AI. Apparently it's probably real, but it's if it is AI, I don't care. It's so cool that this pilot took a flight path to draw this.
Oh, come on. That can't be real. You think so?
It's possible. I mean, you can look at how much land he's crossing in the air.
It is possible.
And he could program it in, but still, come on. That is one of the most awesome things I've ever seen.
Wow, look at that. He could program that into the flight navigator,
I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm guessing it's not that different than the drone show.
Right.
Because keep in mind, those drones, there's probably hundreds of those drones at the same time, and they have to be synchronized with computers. But yeah, it took them 5.5 hours to do that flight.
Okay, well then it's real.
But
it's real.
It is amazing. I mean, it really, really is amazing. And by the way, also let's go back 50 years for a Budweiser commercial, because Budweiser hasn't been doing. Let's see how they were 50 years ago.
It's been almost 200 years since Paul Revere rode this way to rouse the countryside. But some things haven't changed much. The streets, a very special ship, make it seem almost like yesterday. And wherever the Budweiser Clydesdales travel, like other symbols out of our past, they too renew and reaffirm a similar concern and regard for traditions worth preserving. Traditions, like the way Budweiser is brewed in New England and...
imagine the Marxists would have a heart attack if they ran that today.
Oh, God, yeah, they would. Now, I want to let everybody know and take this opportunity to segue, too. If you notice that we're talking about clips that have happened and they're not there any longer, you may be watching on YouTube. But if you were watching this show on our locals and you became even a free member of our locals community.
That's right. Free locals. Right on.
Without commercials, without any of this crap cut out. And also... on YouTube, a lot of people are asking, they're like, where'd this clip come from? Because I've been sharing clips.
Oh, right.
I shared out something that we do on our locals, and that's unstructured.locals.com after the show here. And it's called Torn from the Headlines.
Oh,
so if you want to see a neat little news segment that we are going to be playing on locals most days, that's another feature you get. So it's a little bit beyond. You get to communicate, have your own private chat, watch videos without commercials.
Right on.
It helps us out a lot. So I just wanted to tell everybody about locals early. Also on locals, I posted a link to pictures from our meetup on Saturday. If you want to see, hey, you know, what's that like, etc. But go ahead and check that out. But for those who insist, hell no, I'm not going to go there. Go to americasuntoldstories.com/events, and you can see pictures. And if you are someone who did go to the meetup and you want to see a picture of yourself, I believe you can even update the pictures. They're shared on a Flickr page, and you can, you know, comment or caption, you know, who you are, etc. if you want to share more information. So I just wanted to tell everybody about that and have you consider locals. Again, unstructured.locals.com, and you can be a member for free. There's benefits even with a free version.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
yeah, I just want to give you 2 film picks for the long weekend. One is called Young Washington, apparently getting some very strong reviews about the young years of George Washington. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it, but a lot of people say it's a great, accurate film about Washington's early years.
Yeah, I think it goes through the French Indian War.
Yeah. Didn't he come out of retirement for the French and Indian War? Or was that the
sort of? He was sort of retired, but he every time he showed up, he was deliberately wearing his uniform. So it was like one of those.
Wait, I mean, I think the Whiskey Rebellion. The Whiskey Rebellion, he came out of retirement.
That's yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my mistake. So I don't know if that's covered in the movie. I don't know where the movie goes.
I think it ends around the French Indian War or after that time period, from what I understand. But
I'm going to see that.
That's covered. Part of the history.
The other one that I saw, which I highly recommend, is Citizen Vigilante. Like I said a couple of years ago, we needed these Dirty Harry type films to be revived, and Death Wish with Charles Bronson, and my dream has come true, not because of the political nature of the film, just because it's a genre that was dormant, Eric, for a number of years. I also recommended they develop more heist films, and that's starting to percolate. You could sense that things are missing in the film library when you don't see any for a long time. And it really, as a screenwriter, your mind begins to percolate. And the Dirty Harry, Death Wish stuff, it's been kicking around.
Drive-in movies almost.
Well, no. I mean, Dirty Harry was a real movie, and Death Wish spun off all kinds of sequels. This thing is a cross between Death Wish and John Wick. So I highly recommend it, with the return of Armie Hammer, who's fantastic in this. And it's an independent German filmmaker who apparently, with the cooperation of Elon Musk, has put it all over X for free.
He did. It's no longer. It was only 2 days. It's already run out. But according to the chat, it is on Prime. And if it can't be found, I might a copy may appear for local supporters if it's not out there. I won't do it if it's easy to get and people can, because I don't want to take away anything. But if
you're not going to see it in Germany, right, Eric?
Sorry,
it's banned in Germany.
It is banned in Germany, and that's why Musk put it out and everything else. So it's just kind of actually helping you bowl a little bit.
A little bit. Oh man,
it's like, please ban my film, please. What can I do to get banned in a smaller market? So the bigger ones.
To be certain, despite the budget, it looks like a high budget film. Just so people, in case they're wondering, this guy knows what he's doing with the camera. I don't know if he knows what he's doing in other areas, but technically, it looks like a high budget film.
Here's somebody who knows what to do with a building.
What's this here?
This is here.
In Vegas, or?
Yeah.
Wow.
That just looks amazing.
That's trippy.
That is so cool. Anyway,
I wonder if there's a poly market betting line on how long Fetterman stays in the Democratic Party.
Well, if he gets voted on a primary, I wonder if he could run as a Republican or independent.
He's certainly got name recognition, that's for sure.
He does, and he is a moderate. I think he's got a shot. And if he ran, he probably could run as a Republican. Enough Democrats might stick around him, and I'm only speaking because Josh Shapiro, I think, wins that state like at 60% or more. So, if you're moderate enough, it seems like you could do pretty well.
You know what's so funny? The preposterous theories that he could possibly get the Democratic nomination with a name like Shapiro. I mean, it's almost laughable that they're even having this discussion. He refused to denounce the DSA this week when being interviewed on CNN, and kind of sealed his own fate. I mean, he's politically finished. Let me just be as blunt as humanly possible. Once his term is out, he'll be looking for a job in the corporate sector.
Which he'll make plenty of money, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely, that, absolutely.
But, unless he ran for senator, which would be an interesting. You know, let's say Fetterman got, you know, that would be an interesting.
Could be. I think they'll go after him there too, because it's the same thing as Weiner. I mean, Weiner checked every single human box in the communist universe and was still run out by the Maoist mob up in San Francisco at a park rally.
He's still checking the box.
Yeah.
No, he's in the news. I think I have a clip on
there's
him.
Nothing missing. I mean, Shapiro isn't anywhere near Weiner in terms of box checking. Oh, and ask Dan Goldman how it feels to lose by 30 points in your own neighborhood.
Well, as a matter of fact, here we go. I'm glad you brought up Weiner, because this is Weiner, and I believe this is post being run out.
Yeah.
And here he is.
This is potentially a very dangerous road we're going down, to say that minor crimes are going to ban you for life for running for office. That we live in a democracy where people
minor crimes. What was the crime? What's the minor crime?
Oh no, Eric, no.
Let me see. I can't say it on YouTube, the crimes, because we'd be in trouble. But those are minor, or is it crimes with minors? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
He calls
messages.
It minor crimes, but minor has two meanings. Minor in this case means under 18, which is his predilection party. If you look at Tim Walz pardoning that Laotian illegal alien, I've never seen anything quite like that one. With a 10-year-old crimes, a 10-year-old victim of the crimes. But keep in mind, Scott Weiner is the one who drafted the 7-year legislation for gays only, that you can have intimate relationships with an underage minor if there's less than a 7-year difference between you and the victim. Yeah, that was drafted by that guy that Eric just showed.
Yeah, and while you're talking about Tim Walz's pride here, let's see.
Department of Homeland Security is accusing Minnesota leaders of shielding an illegal immigrant child predator from deportation. This guy pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl in 2006. He was scheduled for deportation, but last month, Governor Tim Walz gave him a pardon. The DHS acting assistant secretary ripping the Democrat, saying, quote, Governor Tim Walz's decision to pardon an illegal alien convicted child.
It's astounding, because what somebody said to me this morning is the ICE situation trumps all crimes. It doesn't matter what you did here. We're weighing this morally, you and I, saying this clearly outweighs the morality of deportation, but not to them anymore. It's irrelevant what your crime is. In other words, the ICE deportation machine is so important to be stopped by them that you could be a mass murderer and get a pardon.
Absolutely. And this is how it's so bonkers that, we are in we're beyond satire, in my opinion. Now, this is by Sav Hernandez out of Austin. And it struck me because my wife, Leslie, was the head librarian at or library director at Langley Air Force Base. And they have, this is a beautiful library in Austin. I think it costs like $100 million.
It's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah, well, let's see how wonderful it is in
all of Texas, and also one of the most terrifying and dangerous. Now, I wanted to come to the Austin Public Library because this is a $125 million taxpayer-funded library that took over 10 years to complete, and it is now completely overrun with the homeless. Now, this is a 200,000 square foot library with 6 stories, and every single story has a homeless person either lounging on the furniture, in the restrooms, and causing what is quite frankly a very terrifying environment to patrons.
Check out
Look at that guy. Look
ride.
what he's got in there.
Oh, I know. Watch this elevator ride.
At this library. And to give you guys a quick example, I was in this library for 2 minutes today. 2 minutes. I got in the elevator and
by the way, the guy at the computer looked like she was doing Silence of the Lambs and walking by, and he was like that, one of those killers. Probably.
Well, they probably don't have porn filters on their computers. It took years in LA, years of parents complaining in the libraries to get porn filters onto the computers. They were literally coming into the library and jerking off in front of the children, not because of the children, simply because there were no filters and they were able to access hardcore porn.
Homeless man who was clearly on drugs jumped on the elevator with me and was having some type of mental breakdown and started threatening the guy that was on the elevator as well.
You good? You good? Well, you're surrounding me, so you good? No, you're good. Yeah. I'm good.
This was 2 minutes in, and then we stopped on the kids' floor, and a bunch of kids tried to get on the elevator with this guy, and I told them not to. So This is just one example of what it's like at Austin Central Public Library. But a couple months ago in March, to again highlight the danger here, you had a 62-year-old man who was utilizing a public computer. Now, a homeless man decided to come up behind him and punch him in the head. When he fell to the floor, that homeless man then stomped on his head, causing life-threatening brain injuries. And it ended up being the police chief who arrested this homeless man because she was already here at the library to give a safety meeting on how they keep the library safer. And that's
my God.
Really,
there we go. And I'm going to leave it there so people can check out her work.
It's irony of ironies. I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, that goes under the you can't make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up. Oh my God. God.
Anyway, what a horrible disaster. And hey, Joe Rogan, that's your hometown now.
Boy, I'm glad. Is he happy he moved there?
Apparently.
Wow, what a shithole city that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is just insane. Now, while I am talking about insane, this has got to be one of the most insane settlements I've ever seen before. I'll just read the headline.
Okay.
Tennessee University to pay professor $1.9 million after calling Charlie Kirk a disgusting psychopath. So the professor, after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, called him a disgusting psychopath in a post. Let me read the post. Let's just see how we are.
Okay.
Quote, the world is better off without him in it. Adding, his kids are better off living in a world without a disgusting psychopath like him and his wife.
What?
Well, she's a sick F for marrying him, and I don't care about her feelings.
Wow.
So that was the post. She did later apologize and said it was insensitive and uncharacteristic of me as a person.
Sounds like it's characteristic of her as a person because she said it.
She was fired on February 11th. She won't be reinstated, but fortunately she had a soft landing. They agreed to pay her $1.9 million.
So it's a wonderful day for her.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to go to work, and she's got $2 million.
Yeah.
It's the greatest country on earth.
It has to be. I mean, can you think of anything more completely bonkers?
Nope.
You are a disgusting pig of a human being making these nasty, nasty statements. And, you get rewarded.
I go back to my original question. What the fuck happened to Tennessee? I've been saying this for 2 years. Well, anyway. I mean, Vanderbilt's been there and Nashville's been there, but how did it become like this?
I don't know. I mean, it is.
Do they have control? Well, I'll tell you another state next door, which is Kentucky, which I'd like to discuss for 5 seconds because Mitch McConnell is now being hospitalized. They found him unconscious in his house, and his days are not long for this world. He's going to be on life support probably by the end of the week. And at some point, I know this sounds insane, but he's going to die. Yes, this is true.
Are you sure?
Mitch McConnell is not long for this world. So apparently, this is really good news because the governor of Kentucky had a bill in 2024 to allow him, he saw this coming, to appoint a senator to replace a dead senator even if it's a different party. That bill was signed by him, but overridden the same year in 2024 by the legislature, which is Republican controlled. They overrode his veto, and now he doesn't have the right to replace Mitch McConnell, and there has to be a special election with no control by the governor, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so in fairness, that means that not all Republicans are idiots.
Right. No, but look at the work they had to put in to stop this one power grab by the Democratic governor of Kentucky. They had to literally pass a law, him veto it, and them overriding his veto to stop him from having the ability to foresee the death of Mitch McConnell and put a Democrat into that senatorial seat. Wow. Tip of the hat to the Republican legislature of Kentucky today.
What do you want to bet that Charles Schumer went out railing about how they're trying to steal?
Well, it happened 2 years ago, so I mean, there's been no noise. I just looked this up on my own today. This is not a news item. I just looked up the history to see what would happen. And this was the battle 2 years ago to prevent what's inevitably going to go down in a couple of weeks, I think.
Well, okay, over under. One, do you think he's going to make it through the rest of his term? And
no.
Two, will he vote post-death?
Look, there's a history of that. What can I say? Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's, which I pitched as a political drama comedy a number of years ago, foresaw a dead senator in the office. It was I said it was Weekend at Bernie's meets American President or something. And they were laughing, but they never gave me the money to actually write the screenplay. But I stand by it.
Well, you've got two precedents coming up potentially. You got Feinstein already.
Right. Well, this was 15 years ago. I pitched this at the studio level, so I guess I saw this coming. But I go back in.
Oh, why not? You've already got the treatment, right?
Right. The Feinstein one was brilliant. By the way, this woman who wore the wire in the Gavin Newsom Sacramento case, she used to work for Dianne Feinstein.
Oh,
that's how she got her start in the Democratic Party.
Nice. Wow. Okay. This is actually a story out of Georgia, but it's kind of a beautiful karmic completion, if you will. Suspected murderer who died dumping body was tried and judged by the man above, sheriff says. So this woman was murdered, right?
Right. Okay.
This guy was trying to bury her body and had a heart attack and died.
Oh my God.
So they discovered her body, his laying dead, his vehicle's there, door open, and all that. So I'm like, well, that just kind of solved itself, didn't it?
Wow, you talk about taking care of business. Holy cow.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Karma. Well, I don't know if that's full justice, because it would have been better to have
if
him
she
tried.
lived and he fell over. Yeah, sure. I mean, okay, but
yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's still gift wrapped. I mean, I could just imagine the authorities going up and finding this and be like, boss, it appears. Hey, sheriff, get on out here.
By the way, I think Utah voted to make the firing squad the number one not choice, but the number one death penalty device.
It's effective, in many ways humane, and the first execution that took place after it was resumed was Gary Gilmore, I believe, and he requested it himself.
Right,
and
but
it became the Nike slogan too.
Right, because, but I don't know if you have a choice anymore from the menu, or that's the one choice. I'm going to have to look into it, because they used to have a choice like gurney, electric chair, lynching,
gas chamber,
or whatever your state has. Not every state has every device.
You know what? I am a generous person, and I believe in choice. And if they,
right? How about ranked choice? How about ranked choice?
Well, whatever. You know what? I'm not going to quibble. If they want to choose the electric chair or the needle, well, what? I mean,
the needle was popular for a while because you do get that Valium as you're going out. So a lot of these guys opt for that one. I don't know what you're going to get with the bullet. It's not really a pleasant way to go, but it's quick. Eric's right.
Yeah, and as Jay Dobbs is pointing out, Gary Gilmore actually said, let's do it. Yeah. But that inspired the Nike marketing manager who came up with Just Do It.
Right. Now, keep in mind, the Rolling Stone writer was his brother who covered the execution.
Executioner's Song, right? By
Norman Mailer.
Norman Mailer. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Crazy time. But all right. So we'll go ahead. We could briefly cover this. I don't know if you have opinions or thoughts about it. If not, that's cool. People can watch Laid Back Law today. We spent some time. I was on with Nate the lawyer and on civil law, talking about the shooting over a parking space outside of Walmart. And here's a brief coverage.
Deadly
Who is this guy?
Walmart parking lot. This is in North Lauderdale, Florida. Police say video tonight shows a man shot and killed by a woman over a parking spot. Here's Rhiannon Alley.
Tonight, this confrontation over a parking space turning deadly outside a Walmart in Florida, leaving 62-year-old Bart DeGuglielmo on the ground, dying of a gunshot wound.
Female shot someone outside in the parking lot. Both subjects were fighting over a parking spot.
An eyewitness telling ABC News it all started 5 minutes earlier with the two drivers yelling at each other through open windows. The man then parked his car, partially blocking the spot, and walked into the store. The witness says the woman managed to slip into the spot anyway. He came out, moved his car, and walked off for a cigarette. The woman is seen getting out of her car, phone in one hand, gun in the other. The witness says a person in the white car tells her the man is waiting nearby. He's seen walking towards her as she points the gun at him. He then follows her around a car. The witness says the woman repeatedly warned him she'll shoot if he keeps coming at her. He appears to leave, but then returns and she opens fire.
I don't want to go into that and get caught up on YouTube, but yeah,
wow.
It's an ugly scenario. Looking at it in the end, with the lawyers and everything breaking out, it probably will go down as self-defense, but it's one of those lawful but awful type of things. And she was no sweetheart. It was like two assholes in a parking lot and somebody died very sadly. But, and anybody who wants to, watch it, because we argued about it, it was a long thing, Laid Back Law. We covered it. Had you seen that, Mark? I don't know if you had thoughts.
I've seen it. I think they're going to seek the death penalty for her. My personal opinion. In the state of Florida.
They let her go already. It's a stand your ground state.
I know, but I think this is not done yet.
Okay. Well, we'll find out. I have a feeling they probably won't. Because it's hard to prosecute. Now, we've talked about this before. We've got the Media Research Center, or MRC.
Oh, I like that.
Is encouraging Brandon. FCC should scrap ABC's TV licenses.
Yeah, they've been driving the train on this organization.
Yeah, they want Brendan Carr to come to toe on it. We'll see what happens.
Bozell. What they did was they assembled all of the violations in a document for Brandon Carr to make it easier for him, because apparently he can't read or write. So this organization, which is obviously an activist, conservative organization, assembled all of their violations and have been the driving force behind this move.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It is kind of an amusing scenario because Brendan Carr did put out for public comment. And you have the shows on ABC literally recruiting their audience, saying, please make a public comment. Please say we're news. Please.
Well, again, these are local affiliates up and down the coast that are putting that out. Not network. It's the affiliates that are vulnerable to having the license revocation or license suspension or fines. So the news in San Francisco, ABC News, which is, I think, KABC here in LA and up there. Those are the ones they're targeting as local news affiliates for ABC.
Yeah. All right. I saw this from on X, and it's in San Diego, and this person essentially trips and falls, and he may have a case. My question is the amount. So let's watch. And
okay. Oh, I can't look at
it.
Go ahead. I can't watch this anymore.
Okay, so I feel bad. Okay, we've got this guy. He's walking along, and that is bad. That's an obstruction on the ground. Boom, boom. All right, he got very seriously injured. I will not downplay it. I think he broke his neck, his collarbone, like really, really badly hurt. And he has right to sue. How much would you think would be the appropriate number?
I couldn't even tell you. It depends on a lot of factors, obviously.
Okay, well, he's claiming $35 million.
He's never going to get that. So you might as well bid high and then settle. I mean, that's
I guess so.
That's
I'm
a
just
crazy number. That's insane. I mean, they have to take into his age, his earning potential. I mean, there's a lot of factors.
Well, he is a lawyer, so I'm going to guess that maybe maybe he earns a lot, but still.
Okay.
But you're right. His age, everything else.
Yeah,
and you've got actual damages versus punitive damages.
Right.
But I think you have to sue for the actual, and then the punitive comes on top later.
Okay.
35.
It looked like a stuntman. It looked like he was actually a stuntman in that case.
Yes, it kind of did. It kind of did. But anyway, that was completely insane. Completely insane. This one's from a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's very cool. You know that it's not only Budweiser that's a woke company, and Robbie Starbucks is always chronicling everybody in DEI and the hires and all that. Well, something has happened with Harley Davidson.
What?
They have become completely woke over the past couple of years, and they are opening the door for Indian Motorcycle to grab some market share, and Indian is coming at them.
Harley hired a CEO from a pizza company. Indian chose a lifetime industry veteran and avid motorcycle rider.
Whoa.
They chased electric bikes and moved production to Thailand.
Whoa.
We built Power Plus engines and American bikes right here in Spirit Lake, Iowa.
Whoa.
They chased political trends. We backed the people who matter. Since 1901, Indian Motorcycle has been American-made, built by riders for riders, uncompromised. Indian Motorcycle.
Isn't their headquarters in Germany, Harley Davidson? I thought they moved to Germany a number of years ago, starting a complaint chain when they first moved out of the United States.
It could be, but I'm good on Indian for doing that, and how do I say, taking advantage of a situation. I think it's
well, that's they probably have 20% of the market share. And Harley has 80 or something, and they're fighting.
Even more than that. I think it might be even like 90.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. I'm sure
it's like Apple's market share back in the day compared to
right. So they're taking on the Mr. Big,
Oh, the CEO was German. I do remember that. Of Harley Davidson.
Okay,
I don't know if they moved there, but this is a classic thing I saw on X that I wanted to share, which I think is just. It's so perfect because it's 1950. So this is going to be obviously out of date.
Mm-hmm.
How relevant would be a 1950 Armed Forces Information and Education piece? Let's find out. Let's see if it holds up. How to spot a communist.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it.
I'm a democratic socialist.
You call yourself a democratic socialist?
I'm a democratic socialist. Mamdani is a self-described socialist.
I am a democratic socialist.
Claire Valdez, this is a candidate, again, aligned with the Democratic Socialists of America.
I'm a proud democratic socialist.
I identify as a democratic socialist, but I'm running as a Democrat.
We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no concern too small for it to care about.
If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist.
Social media posts from Teresa Avila Chevalier's old X account, including favorable references to communism, Marxist ideology, and authoritarian communist figures.
As Eugene Debs once said,
If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, she may be a communist.
I've been a member of New York City DSA for 7 years.
Feed the rich and feed the poor. This is class war. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist.
Cuba has a remarkable public health system.
We remember Fidel Castro, whose legacy is complex.
Sort of the opposite of what the United States has.
You know, when Fidel Castro came into office, you know what he did? Right. He had a massive literacy program. Is that a bad thing?
Well, if you have no books,
executing everybody else around him. But anyway, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
You had to read the addresses to go kill them.
Dissidents imprisoned in Cuba. That's right.
The actions and U.S. contributions to the suffering of Cubans.
This particular bullying and the use of sanctions.
Like other U.S. policies, the cruelty is the point.
It does not help the people of countries like Venezuela.
Do you believe that the 9/11 terrorist attacks on America were the inevitable consequence of American foreign policy?
Inevitable in the sense that we destabilized a lot of the Middle East, that forced people to believe that another act of violence was the only response.
Social media post from Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier. One calls the United States an effing disgrace.
I just want to point out that 9/11 was before we destabilized the region. She's got her history backwards. It's before Afghanistan and before Iraq.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
just a technical.
Well, she's going to claim that Desert Storm destabilized because we kicked Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait that he attacked. I'm quite sure, but whatever. Let's not quibble about facts.
Disgrace. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist.
I mean, our goal is liberation. Our goal is communism.
Okay, I believe you. Anyway, I believe you. I'm not doubting any of it. The question is, could you imagine in 1952 an avowed communist running for Congress and getting seated during the McCarthy era? It's insane.
I agree. And
I don't even Truman would never have allowed it as a Democratic president.
Yeah, and how, what about, the harmony with our Native American, tribes? Obviously they feel good about being here and
let me tell you something. No losers in a war have taken this long to recover from losing a war that's over nearly 150 years ago. They still live in abject poverty of their own doing. Their alcoholism rate is in the low 90 percentile. This is a group that was defeated in battle. Keep in mind, fuck their war dances and all their other bullshit. They were quite vicious and quite savage to American troops at the time. Whatever happened, they lost a war, and they allowed them to stay on the reservation instead of, they should have forced them into assimilation.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. So, all right. Well, to cheer us back up, I want to go through one of which is from Pirate Ken, who we just saw last Saturday.
Pirate Ken,
coming in hot with $50.
Ahoy, mates.
Thanks for the great Anaheim gathering. Great people and food. But when I bit into the salmon, it bit me back. Mark, thanks for your LBJ script, but beware. I shall return next week for the Long Beach Pirate.
Wow.
Fun and grog.
Yeah, that's a type of event here like you have in your neck of the woods, Eric.
All right. Ours is cooler. But
thanks, Kenny.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. We do deeply, deeply appreciate it because you are our sponsors today, technically, everybody.
We are sponsor list.
Pew Pew has been a member now for 24 months, 2 years. Thank you. The Dapper Boys, happy 250th, and it's for wow, and 2 years here. So happy 4th. even from Norway. He's celebrating with us, and I didn't realize you joined near Independence Day. That's cool.
When is this Independence Day of Somalia? Is that like July 1st or something? Because they were putting up the Somalian flag.
I was going to say, isn't it ongoing? Are they even free yet? I thought it was an anarchy at this point.
You got me.
I mean, independence of whom? Which gang? I'm confused.
You got me. There was a guy who was en route to the soccer or football match, and he put up an American flag across from City Hall in Boston, and they forced him to take it down while they were putting up the Somalian flag over City Hall in Boston.
Yeah, well, they're shutting down fireworks shows all over the place, saying, "Oh, we just couldn't find a company to do it." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay." Or any other bit. Over on Rumble, we have a rant from King of Biltong. Fuel your day with dried sausage from Biltong USA. Clean ingredients of serious protein, perfect for road trips, work, or snack time. Anywhere, anytime. Biltong at USA. Use code AUS for 10% off. And that has bailed me out a couple times this week where I've had family over and all kinds of crap, and I can't just grab anything. So I've managed to eat biltong to carry me over. And it is filling enough. And I know, Mark, you've had it too.
Yeah, it's great.
For a
it is
snack
good.
That's like, oh shit, I can't get anything and I can't eat for a couple hours. You can eat that and it will hold you over. Let me see. Ace Fan 2 Trek Ninja. Mark, are you watching Little Singles, Jay and Pamela along with Balin Out Loud?
I'm watching Little Singles and Balin Out Loud. I don't know about Jay and Pamela, but Little Singles is off the tracks, and Balin Out Loud is consistently well produced. That's the Tourette's versus the Dwarves, two separate shows. I don't know what Jay and Pamela is in the middle there.
Wow. Okay.
The Little Singles are in Palm
Is this on
Springs.
the Learning Channel, TLC?
I think it's on Bravo. It's on HBO. I mean, it's on HBO.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess with the apps, I get confused now. I don't know where anything is. It's like, okay.
Well, there is an uncensored Balin Out Loud on HBO that we watch because the other one is edited for a basic cable.
Oh, so yeah, the other one go beep 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 beep. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that would be kind of annoying.
Well, she's got weird things like going to TSA. She just starts yelling, "I've got a gun! I've got a gun! I've got a gun!" So it's not just curse words; it's just inappropriate things that she says at inappropriate times as well. And she has a thing about bald-headed men that she yells out, "You're a bald-headed man! You're a bald-headed man!"
Wait a minute.
There's all kinds of weird ticks, all kinds of weird ticks. It's not just, dropping F-bombs, which she more than happily does. But there's other peccadillos.
All right. We got Pamela in the house. Thank you very much, Pamela. William Ratcliffe. I'm thinking this is a slow death that Trump is guiding for the Dems. And when he made a statement, we have everything, jail time on the way.
Yeah, I don't know. He said he's been waiting for this communist takeover for many, many years. I don't know what that means, like what his plan is. Mandami was embraced by him when he came to the White House. He didn't say anything to his face at that point, like "you piece of shit commie fuck" would have been appropriate, but he decided to embrace him like he was the head of North Korea.
Which he also embraced, to be fair.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. So I don't know what his secret plan is, but...
And he embraces everybody, though. Anybody who comes into his orbit and is nice to him, like Carney, he's like, oh, he's a great man.
Starmer, any of these guys.
Starmer, yeah, they're all buddies. And then it's like he leaves. It's like, okay, I'll kill it, whatever. Yeah. Let me see. PJ's Everyday Adventures 9854. It's been a member for 33 months. Oh, wow. I'm heading to 3 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. Charlie Don't Surf has been a member for 23 months. Happy 4th, everyone. Thank you, Charlie Don't Surf. We do appreciate that. Repod 1 is $10. Thank you.
Who are those people in there? People from Deliverance or something?
I don't know. And I can't really zoom in on it to see, but I'm not sure. And then somebody we haven't heard from for a little while is back on the board. Jack White is here.
Oh, I remember Jack White.
Yeah, from the White Stripes, watching our show. Any word about the current administration finally going after Soros for his decades of law breaking? And have you guys seen Elon talking about how he's considering going after Soros in his own way?
Well, in his own way, I used to summer at a place called Shelter Island, which is on the North Shore of Long Island. It's kind of like the anti-Hamptons, and I used to go there for the summers. Absolutely incredibly delightful island off the coast of Long Island and the North Shore a little further out. That has been purchased by George Soros and his son this week. Almost the entire island, which is a fairly famous summer area. It's undeveloped. It doesn't have major hotels. We used to just rent a house, and the island is filled with lakes, and you have to take a ferry to it, Eric. So you can't really drive on the island. So apparently the Soros family thought so highly of it that they bought it.
From what I understand, too, George is kind of on his way out and may not be cognizant at this point.
That
the son. Well, no, I'm just saying that. Don't focus all the attention on Dad, because the son is very, very busy.
Yeah, the two of them were in the article. Both of them purchasing it. I'm only mentioning George because he was in the same article with his son.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense. Jack White wants to know, what are your guys' thoughts on Sony's most recent, very controversial announcement of them abandoning physical release on their PlayStation consoles in 2028?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hunley knows. Video games.
Eric knows.
Yeah, he's talking about video games. If you're talking about them not releasing physical product for video games, it's probably time. I think Blu-ray is going away now. They're talking about discontinuing that. I wouldn't be surprised if the consoles themselves don't get released because of Ramageddon. You're going to go to buy a console and have to pay $1,000 because the memory has run up so badly now. It's turning the world upside down. Apple is jacking up the prices. One of their small desktops went up like $1,200. I mean, massive money. Even their Neo started out at $600 and it's now starting at $700. So when you're talking about 20% hike, it's a very real deal. So controversial, yeah, but then a lot of people are going to play older games anyway because they won't have the memory to cover the new games because they just don't have the RAM. So we'll see what happens. Sony did steal market share years ago from Microsoft because Microsoft did the no physical games and Sony kept them going. But now probably doesn't matter. Jack White again. Refugees from your state moving to Tennessee and other red states, to answer your question, Mark.
What was my question?
What's going on with Tennessee? And yes, some of them did come from California, but also a lot came from the Northeast and elsewhere too. Nick Giusti. Happy 4th of July, Mark and Eric. This is by far my favorite YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe, folks. That is great advice from the Nick. And there is even a subtle reminder for all of you that you could do that. And it is free. You can go to locals, but you could come here and subscribe. You could be on Rumble and hit the follow button. All of these things help and draw attention to the show, which helps us grow a little bit. And I'm going to say a trickle at this point, but anyway, a trickle at a time. And we do appreciate it. Kid Piz, please. I don't know. Mark, is there a legal drug they could use to execute people so they would die high and eliminate inhumane argument? Yeah, I think
that's what the needle is. I mean, they inject them with Valium first, and they then inject them with heart-stopping Thorazine or whatever the hell the drug. It's a combination of various. It's a cocktail. Let me put it that way, a drug cocktail. But at first, they do get Valium.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, inhumane to who? The victim that they raped and murdered, or inhumane to the fact that the state is representing the people of the United States? I don't know what the inhumane argument is.
Yeah, it's far more gentle in terms of what they receive often than what the victims have, obviously.
Right.
I think that some of the Valium stuff and things is more recent because they keep making drugs illegal as part of the cocktail. So they're changing up, and now they aren't even releasing. Like one state, I think, is they've got a mix, but they're not even saying what it is because they're trying to prevent it from getting legal. And that's where you two may be onto something. You know what?
By the way, everyone in death row gives up their sedatives to the person who's going down that night.
Okay, well, a good generosity. I can imagine one of them holding back, saying, "Well, what are they going to do about it?"
Yeah, I know. Here's my radio, Chico.
You know what? This may be the biggest super chat we've ever had, Mark.
In super chat history, Eric?
For us, possibly.
Okay.
Beavis is coming in. So hot and celebrating the anniversary with $250.
Go Beavis.
Howdy, a little sponsor money. I believe we must let the commie movement wear itself out. Not much we can do. I certainly do not want to risk my career, reputation, or life.
Well, then we're going to go down. I mean, I'm sorry. I appreciate the donation, but doing nothing is not really an option at this point. I wish it was true, but it is not true. They are not concerned by you doing anything or nothing.
That's true. I mean,
just read their website. They have a plan, and they are enacting the plan. These are very young zealots who have a goal.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. But Beavis, thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much. It is really.
I mean, you could sue to get them off the ballots of the as DSA.
And they should. They should.
Yeah, there's various mechanisms to do. They've chosen so far to do nothing.
And the problem is that the Republican stances are like, good, let them eat themselves up. But when they get through, and all of a sudden you're dealing with them in Congress, they really need to work with the Democrats to get rid of the DSA.
When the entire other side turns out to be the squad, now you've got a complete paralysis in the government.
Exactly. So they may have to, have strange bedfellows to get through this. Oh, look at that. Pew Pew gifted 10 America's Untold Stories memberships. Thank you, Pew Pew. We do deeply appreciate it, as always. And he also donated $5 towards helping Otto bribe
That's
the
funny.
mods.
That's pretty funny.
Otto, it's going to cost a lot more than $5 to
That's funny.
deal with Otto and the mod. K-Dog. Few athletes dominate their sport like hot dog eating champ Joey Jaws Chestnut. This is
I will counter with Shohei Ohtani as dominating a sport with repeated MVPs every single season.
Well, he did, except, okay, you're talking about actual baseball. I thought,
no, he says sport. I would just, if that is a sport, which is debatable, Eric, right?
Yeah. And the people who are wondering, yes, I did read the Biltong Rumble rant a while ago. And again,
what's it to them? What's it to them?
I'm not
Didn't he
sure,
lose 1 year, Chestnut?
No, he was disqualified.
Oh,
he got banned, and then they went to Netflix, and suddenly, he and the Japanese eater were both kind of banned, and then they went there to the big showdown, and coincidentally, they're back. It's like 1 year away. I think Coney Island realized, oh, you know what, we better, or Nathan's.
Well, having grown up in Coney Island myself, as a local native, the grilled Nathans are unbelievably tasty. And the insane French fries. I can't let out the insane French fries of Nathan's, which are 10 times better than McDonald's would ever be.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know. McDonald's French fries, I'm not saying, used to be phenomenal, but they switched off of tallow. Now, if they get back to the beef tallow, those fries might be good again. I don't know how they're.
Well, these are giant crinkly fries, the ones that Nathan has, as opposed to the stringy ones that McDonald's has.
All right. Well, we are going to shift and discuss this even more on locals.
Crinkly fries,
crinkliness, and fries, and torn from the headlines. Everybody got a preview on YouTube. If you want to know, hey, what's that about? And I refuse to go to locals. Well, look at our feed. I released it yesterday, and you can find out what you are missing. One of the things on Locals. I hope you consider checking it out. We're going to close out with the rest of our groovy tune and see you all on Locals in a couple minutes.